Yeah.
How's that again?
Yeah.
Welcome to Use Your Words podcast, where we believe in intelligently spoken conversations. So you know, and I will admit, like I said, I can talk, or not, yeah, or not.
I feel like the catch of the day. Whoosh.
When I'm in my tail, I feel like it's a part of me, and I'm a merman. Some people say, oh, that's weird, but I don't care. Being a merman, when you're trying to get into your tail, sometimes you squish yourself in certain areas you shouldn't squish. Being a part of the merfolk community is very empowering to me.
Society of Fat Mermaids creates a safe space for bodies that are typically not visible.
Fat Mermaid!
Time to dive on in.
That wasn't a sponsor, by the way. That was just a video to kind of showcase some of the stuff that
The crazies
yes.
of the world that is what it is.
I would say the crazies, the
I guess no. It's
I
just
mean-
different. I don't know.
they're different ideology. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So today the question came from Aaron, and I saw it and I was like, I wonder where Aaron's going with this.
What? I feel like there's so many, I guess, ways you could probably go with it.
Yeah, there are. And that's why I was like, I want to know exactly where Aaron's going with this. So the question to, just get right to it that Aaron put in there.
Oh,
Why are you going, oh no?
I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
I don't know. I'm always scared.
Are you scared about revealing a truth about yourself? I
Yeah.
mean, you almost got married last night, so you revealed that.
Sure.
So, I mean,
Sure.
what more can you be scared of revealing about yourself?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh. So the question came down to, have we become too tolerant or no?
Or no.
And I read this. I said, this intrigues me. But in what way? So what way? How cow, brown cow? I can speak. So tell me, sir, have we become too tolerant or no? In what ways? Were you thinking about this? How was this going across? What's going through your mind with this?
It's one, I guess, as far as like tolerating crime
Okay.
and stuff like that. I mean, there's that. I mean, we've talked about the whole thing. Like, people can steal anything up to like under $1,000 is like okay,
Well, that's out in California. That's not necessarily.
it's not everywhere. No, yeah.
States.
But I mean that's bad enough.
Fair enough.
It's the guy for New York.
The guy for New York.
He was talking about how
What is going on?
I'm sorry, I drank way too much before I started talking, but he was talking about how pretty much he was gonna, I guess, kind of change some crimes or whatever, or like the ones that he didn't deem as necessary to, like, I guess, punish people for, he would let go.
Okay.
Thing.
So still on the crime aspect.
That's still along the crime aspect.
Okay.
But then I guess it's perfect that you, I don't know, play that mermaid thing. But like, I don't know. It's just like you'll have people that get these wild, weird, very just abnormal ideas on things, and it's like we just have to accept it as if it makes them happy. And it's like you can't. I don't know. There's no common sense, and especially with the whole I can't stand the whole gender thingy-mabobber, where we have to refer to people as their specific pronouns, and people are making all these different pronouns. That's like you can't keep up with it. So it's like, why do we tolerate this? It just hurts my brain. I don't know.
So before we begin, Aaron,
Yeah,
today,
today.
what gender and pronouns should I use for you?
Zaren, Zayn, Zem. I just hate saying that. I'm a man. No, I'm not a man. I'm a boy. Whatever. That's okay. I'm not a man yet. I mean, legally, I'm a man.
Yeah, as I say,
but
legally, you are a man, sir.
mentally,
Congratulations.
I'm not. But it's just, I don't know. It's like, where do we draw a line? I feel like we don't draw lines anymore. It's like whatever people can come up with. Oh, that's cool. If that's for you, nice, man. I don't know. It's one thing to like, I don't know. It's hard because like you want to be loving to people,
Okay.
but it's like there's what was even going back to the whole thing with, like math classes. Well, what when they were saying like math is racist or whatever and stuff, stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, that's still a thing that's going on.
And then it's just the whole wokeness stuff. I don't know. It just drives me nuts, I guess. And then, yeah, I'm lost. I'm lost with it. It hurts my brain, Paul. I can't keep up. There's too much going on.
There's too much going on. Okay,
There's
so
just too much going on. Help.
help. Well, I don't know if I can help with you with all of that because that's a lot to deal with, to take in, to process all at once. But I can help you with the fact of something.
Oh,
What?
and it's like, well, okay, no, I guess that's what the whole CDC thing, changing the definition of vaccine. Like, should that be allowed?
Okay, I think that's a whole other topic.
It probably, I'm sure, yeah, it would be. But it's just like,
all of a sudden,
I guess what's going on where we're just changing things just to change them, to make people happy?
we're redefining things.
Why? Why are we doing this?
Well, why are we redefining things? Well, because it makes people feel happy about themselves. And it doesn't necessarily need to be happy. Now, I don't think it's a secret at all, Mr. Johnson,
What?
that
This is a secret.
you or pretty much anyone would not like to see me in a mermaid suit. One of those merman tails. At some point, you would have to turn to me and be like, Paul, what are you doing?
Why are you doing this? Makes me happy.
And if I say that, please slap me.
Okay, I will. I will.
Because and there's a difference between being like, okay, I'm gonna go have some ice cream because it makes me happy, or doing something like, come watch me my fishtail because I'm unseen somehow. I think I'm very visible.
Right.
I'm saying this as a bigger guy.
Right.
I think I'm very visible. You could easily see me from a distance and know, hey, that's Paul.
Yeah.
I'm not saying hate me or anything like that. I'm just saying
No.
this is a fact. This is something that is very much true on a scale and very much true visually. You know? And it's not something like I'm going to be like going be like, you hate me. Why do you not want me to be happy? Why do you call me fat? Because I am. Sorry.
It's just a fact of life. Oh my goodness. Okay, so a friend of mine went to the doctor fairly recently and had like a physical kind of thing done, whatever. And he's like a little shorter than me, probably like 170 range. And they were like pretty much saying that he was like just almost obese, considered to be obese.
Mhm.
And I was just thinking for myself, I'm like, hot diggity dang, then I am way above that, limit.
Well, yeah, and that's what we talked about, kind of we touched about it a little bit in the
Mhm.
black and white thing, where there are some things that are just black and white that shouldn't be. Like, for example, the obesity chart. It's based on weight and height.
Right.
And
Right.
that it doesn't take into account someone who maybe is a bodybuilder at the same height versus someone who just sits around all day eating
It's a couch
ice cream
potato.
at
Yeah.
the same height. Both those people, if they weigh the same and the same height, both of them are considered obese.
That's so stupid.
So it doesn't, the standard scale doesn't take that into effect.
Yeah.
Now, if your buddy, is a guy who works out a lot and has a lot of muscle, yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
be a little heavy.
Right.
Muscle is pretty dense.
Yes. More so
And
than
but guess what? He's
fat.
still going to be very fit.
Right. Yeah. He's not going to have the health issues that I would have.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm sick of it. I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. I'm okay. I guess it's just you can enjoy your own personal things on your own. It's seeing that merman thing, whatever. It's like that's just a way to get attention and show yourself off to the world.
Mhm.
Like just enjoy your own stuff your own way, I guess. Because I feel like doing stuff like that it just doesn't help you. Because then that's when you get people making fun of you, and then you throw an outrage because your feelings are
Well,
hurt. And
everyone's throwing outrage about everything. Okay.
yes, this is true.
And let's take recently the CDC has been called fat phobic because they recommend, hey, people probably should lose weight if they're overweight. I'm not saying like overweight based on the table, like
No,
you have
no,
a
like,
beer, you have a beer gut that should not be there, like
Yeah.
me and you.
me.
Okay, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. So you remember the singer Adele?
Mhm.
Okay, you remember how big she used to
was
be?
a big lady.
People got mad at her because she lost all that weight.
Sorry, she decided to make healthy decisions.
So because she decided to make healthy decisions, because she decided to lose all that weight, people got upset at her, and it was causing
What?
people who were overweight to be looked upon badly. You even have these lefty kind of leaning websites.
Yeah.
This is back in May of last year. Fat phobia. Are we getting too woke for our own good health?
Yeah. I remember seeing this thing with do you know the artist Lizzo?
Yes.
How I saw a video of her celebrating weight gain.
Yeah, I read about that. And I'm like, trust me, I do not celebrate weight gain. I instead go, hey, oh crap, dang it, I need to change something. Like I said, I'm a bigger guy. I need to lose some weight. I understand this. I know this. Especially in the winter, doesn't help. And I thought
you don't want to go out.
I thought about going to the gym again recently.
Yeah.
But then the gym by me, what happened recently is that everyone's lockers were cut open while they were like working out, and all their stuff
is
stolen.
gone.
Someone somehow got a lock cutter into the locker room and did all that.
I guess that wouldn't be hard to do, but
still you'd have to walk it past everyone and no one noticed, sort of deal.
Right. I say that room would have to be empty, and they'd have to be moving quick to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, why? I find that funny how they'd get upset with Adele for losing weight. It's like, wouldn't you want to be happy for her if she's doing something that's making her feel better? Because it's the whole, I guess it's like, it just seems so backwards. It's like, you can't win. I mean, obviously you can't, you're always going to have somebody making some stupid fit about something no matter what almost, but you shouldn't be celebrating, weight gain like Lizzo, because you're just hurting yourself physically. You're not in good shape, even if that's what you like to tell yourself. I don't know.
Yeah. So this came out about a month ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And this hit Reddit, and it said, and obviously this part of Reddit was,
Uh-oh.
Let me put it this way. This part of Reddit, I'll read you the tagline, and then I'll read you the name, and then you decide what their stance is going to be before I even say anything about this.
Okay.
Find out what keeps you fat, and then do something about it. Sick of being fat? Shed your fat logic here. It's called Fat Logic.
Okay.
The article is titled Statistics Are Fat Phobic. And it's a thing from the CDC. This was from the CDC about a month ago, okay? It said, a new CDC study finds that 2 out of 3 children and adolescents hospitalized for COVID-19 had one or more underlying health conditions, most commonly obesity. Fewer than 1% eligible for COVID-19 vaccination had been vaccinated. They call that fat phobic because most commonly obesity is one of the underlying health conditions. And you have to understand this is a truth. With COVID-19, statistically, if you are overweight,
It's going to hit harder.
That's considered a complication, like where you can have more complications that happen, more things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Like me, I have high blood pressure, diabetes, I'm overweight, I'm Mexican. That's probably part of it. We enjoyed the tortillas a little too much when I was younger. Okay. But all those things, are like, hey, you have these are 3 cofactors. These are comorbidities.
Yes.
These are things that complications that you maybe say. And, if I was to get COVID now, it'd probably be a lot more severe than, like you get it. Like when you got it wasn't that bad. You probably you're just a little overweight.
I'm definitely overweight.
Yeah, but
Don't sweet talk me.
Trust me, I'm not sweet talking you at all. That is for another special person. What I was gonna say is, you're definitely in a better spot than you were last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So that helps you, and that's why probably you had a more milder.
Hopefully. Well,
case.
that I guess again, I don't know. My thought with that was maybe the vaccination did something. I don't know.
Well, they do say that if you took the vaccine, depending on the vaccine, the severity of the COVID
would be worse. No.
Well, no, severity of COVID is better.
I'm sorry. Yeah, not. Yeah.
And now they're even ranking them by brands of which brand gives you better coverage than other brands.
Yeah.
And apparently
Moderna.
Thank you.
Moderna
gives you better protection against severity than Pfizer, which gives you better protection against severity than Johnson & Johnson.
Right. Okay. But like I don't know. I have to actually look at stuff, but like they're saying depending on the vaccine, it won't have as much help against certain strands of it or whatever, or variants.
Mhm.
I'm wondering, I don't know, I guess I didn't bother on testing to see what variant I had, but I'm guessing I would have had the Omicron. I don't know. Because they're saying that generally you won't lose your taste or smell with that one. And with the Delta one, I mean, there would be cases where you don't, but more often than that, it seemed like you would lose your taste and smell with the Delta versus the Omicron. I don't know. Yeah, I just literally for me, it's just basically a sniffle for a while. I mean, I had a body ache the first day, and then I never had like a full on like cough. I just kind of had to clear my throat every now and then. It wasn't like an involuntary cough where I went in a fit. It was just like, yeah. It's like, oh, I feel like I have something stuck there. Let me and get it out. And then that was about it. So I'm thankful for how mild of a case it was. And then same with my mother. Because today is her last day of quarantine.
Oh.
Surprise!
That was a surprise.
Yeah, shoot. But she's been doing just fine with it. I mean, the first day she slept a lot. Well, first 2 days she just slept a lot. And I mean, I don't know, took vitamins, rested, and she's been okay.
Okay.
So, and she is, I guess, I don't know if it matters or not, but she's unvaxxed. So that's what made me kind of nervous at the start. When she started getting sick, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Is this the end of Mother?
But Omicron is definitely a lot more
mild
than the other ones.
Yes. So, yeah. And that's where, I mean, it's like when you don't know what it is, I was a little nervous at first, but seeing how she was reacting to, I was like, all right, you're all right. So that's good. But I don't know.
So let me ask you this, Aaron. And
oh no.
I find it interesting. out there. Like, I find this article here.
Yeah.
Let me read you the headline, and then I want your opinion on it. The headline is, "I'm a fat activist. I don't use the word fat phobia. Here's why." What did
That makes me feel like you support. Wait, what?
they're a fat activist.
So they want fat people to? They want people to be fat?
It's not so much they want people to be fat. They want people to be
Aware
proud
of it
of
Or- oh.
themselves that if they are fat still.
I mean, you can. It wouldn't be. I mean, I'm not proud of myself being in like this. There's times where I do more work to try and counteract it than I do other times. Other times I do quite the worse. Do
Mhm.
quite the opposite. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, everybody's got something that they can work on. Whether it's, I mean, for me, it's I could lose some weight. But it's like it doesn't have to be a physical thing that people always have to work on. Like everybody's got some kind of thing they have to work on.
Yeah.
As an individual. So it's like, why not? I don't know. Take pride in trying to work and become better as a person. But then, what is better person? What does that look like?
So then let me ask you this way.
What?
And be honest as you want, okay?
Uh-oh.
Have you ever been ashamed of yourself for your weight?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, I think one of the times I think it frustrated me the most was in Colorado when going hiking and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Because I was like, man, well, one, I felt bad because it's like I'm holding my friends up from hiking and like going and exploring more because like I'm the fat man in the back struggling to keep them with. And it's like, because I know like, there's always that slight concern, like when you're out in the mountains, I mean, yes, you're on trails and stuff like that. So it's like more, I, there's more traffic, I guess, along the trails for like people and stuff. But like, you never know if you're going to run into some kind of wild animal out there that could cause harm. I know I was kind of nervous about seeing bears. But like, so I mean, the rest of the group just didn't want to get separated, so they'd always be like waiting on me to a point. I'm like, I got so mad. I was like, just keep going. If you don't see me, just whatever.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
I'll catch up with
Just
you in
leave me
Wisconsin.
behind. Yeah. Hopefully. But yeah. So yeah, I've definitely been ashamed.
Okay.
It's not something I'm proud of, but
It's not something
I guess-
like you're going through your house singing, "I'm fat, I'm fat."
I'm fat. I
Okay.
love it. I mean, it's kind of funny to. Yeah.
It's kind of funny to, yeah, what?
It's entertaining sometimes to watch. When I play drums and stuff like that, if I ever play the belly drum, it's kind of entertaining.
Oh, that's not what I think you thought you were going with.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I could go in a lot of other directions, but I'll leave those alone.
Fair enough. Okay. Another question.
Yeah.
And I just have questions here for you. I think I have a path, but we'll see if I ever get to that path.
Okay.
We'll get there. So the question is,
Uh-oh.
like, if you're ever in a group conversation, and this person here, they brought up how they felt, they're like, you must be careful around your fat friends when you talk about the quarantine 15,
Oh my god! Or the COVID-19.
the COVID-19 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, be careful because you're hurting their feelings. Have you ever been in any of those conversations and did they hurt your feelings?
No.
No to both questions?
I've been in those conversations that never hurt my feelings.
Okay, just curious.
Like it's funny because I was just thinking about how I remember I had a friend in high school. He had said this a couple of times. I mean, I always agreed with him, and even like seeing him after high school, it's kind of funny because I was with another friend from high school, and we ran into this one friend, and he had mentioned because like he knew me from freshman year at high school,
Mhm.
and then but like I had put on a decent amount of weight until like throughout the years. And he had made a comment. He's like, yeah, he's like, man, he's like, you should like kind of look at losing some weight or something like that kind of thing. He's like, I remember you like for like the first year of high school and whatnot. And I was just like, shoot. I was like, yeah, no, you're right. But then my other friend that was with me, he's like, dang, he's like, don't say that. Like, that's mean. I'm like, but he's just looking out for me. Like, I guess I never looked at it as a way. I mean, I just saw it as a way of him raising a concern about my health kind of thing.
Mhm.
And it's like, I never thought of that as like a way that he was trying to make me feel bad about myself. It's just like, dude,
In other
should
words,
look into this.
in other words, you were able to understand the conversation as an adult,
Yes.
not like, oh, you were hurting my feelings.
Yeah, you're making me feel insecure. I mean, I already felt like that myself anyways. I didn't need somebody else wasn't going to make it worse for me. Shoot.
Yeah, I can
know?
definitely understand that there.
But yeah, it's just like there shouldn't be an issue with that, knowing what being overweight can do. It's like we should trust the science, should we not? On what, being overweight can do to your
I don't
body.
think Fauci has said anything about being overweight.
Oh, well, he probably should start saying something. Ugh.
So yeah, you have all this going around. You have people just complaining like, "Oh, you shouldn't be fat phobic," and all this other stuff. And I gotta say, and maybe this is just because of the industry I work in.
Yeah.
I work in IT. That tends to be. I just thought of this. IT is Mexican.
What?
So Mexicans,
Yeah.
you see two body types on Mexicans: slim, muscular, built guys, and the
Or
bigger
just the
guys
big
that you're
dudes.
like, hey, you know that they have eaten their tacos today.
They had plenty of tamales.
You know what?
Ooh.
IT is the same way. You see a bunch of slim,
Either-
built guys and a bunch of guys
Or just
of,
the big.
wow, they enjoy making their own beer and drinking it.
Yeah. They're the ones that go home and just play games and whatnot.
I just realized that IT is Mexican. Wow.
That's awesome.
But so in my industry, there's a lot of guys that have a bigger body size, and there's a bunch of guys
Right.
that are like
Slim,
slender,
trim, and-
muscular guys. If you were, yeah, never mind. So you have that, and you see that a lot, and it's like, okay, so I don't see any issues with it. Like people go, well, I feel discriminated against at my work because of my size. Don't see that at my place because a lot of us are already that way. How could you discriminate against half of your employees that all look exactly the same way? That would be amazing. Amazing. But I can understand where maybe there are certain industries where maybe that isn't the norm. So,
right.
Mr. Johnson,
Uh-uh.
you've had
I
a
don't know.
couple jobs. A couple. No, I'm not saying that they were all like you were on
3.
them for years at a time.
No,
You're
yeah.
at your longest one now. But have you ever felt any sort of discrimination or any sort of upset or felt like you were being made fun of by the employees or employers over weight or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
The only issues I ever had were my arms.
Well,
And
that
they're
one
just-
you really couldn't help it. That's
Yes.
because of your
No, yeah,
accidents.
yeah,
you know?
I know.
That one wasn't so much of them being discriminatory as you can't do the job. So
Correct.
yeah, sorry.
There's only so much you can do.
So,
So yeah, no, I haven't
Okay.
had any issues.
because you keep hearing about that all the time. Well, I was discriminated against because of, and I'm sure. Don't get me wrong.
There's definitely- yeah.
People are idiots.
Yes.
I'm sure it happens out there.
Correct.
I'm not saying that anyone who ever says that is a liar and that has never happened.
Nope.
Because it definitely has happened
does.
before in the past.
Yep.
Just look at our history with everything else that humanity has done, which has been just completely dumb and
Great.
stupid. And yeah, exactly. Great. That's a way to put it.
Yeah.
So the reason I ask all that, right? How does that happen? Because you brought up like abnormal ideas of thinking, sort of stuff like
Mhm.
that, or redefining things and that. What we have is the reason that I guess it's become like a issue,
Yeah.
so to speak, is not so much that things like that haven't happened in the past, because I guarantee you, we have had eccentric people all throughout history who
Oh.
have probably done weirder things than merman things.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure
believe
if
it.
we look through history, let's look at the 60s and the 70s. I'm sure we'll find some crazy hippy dippy things that have happened, right?
With all the drugs that were. I mean, there's still drugs going on today, but
The proliferation of it and just the society of it. What I
Some
would
weird
think
stuff.
I would probably say on that
yeah,
is that they didn't care what other people thought about them.
yeah.
Right now, we're in a society that
We-
people care too much about what
Yes.
others think about them. It's like you're always like looking over your shoulder, like, did that person just laugh at me because of this? How dare
Oh,
you be so
no.
intolerant of my lifestyle choice?
Right.
And that could be anything from a tattoo to your choice of hair colors to piercings to,
Mhm.
I don't know, the clothes you decide to wear. Now, if it's something that's you're doing just for fun, let's say, stupid merman tails, braiding your hair like a Nord,
Nice.
deciding that you're going to, I don't know, you can't grow facial hair and you decide I'm going to grow a beard and it's all
Yeah.
patchy coming in,
Stick
you
it to
know.
the bad.
anything like that's not, I guess you would say, degenerative.
Mhm.
Live and let live, and be like, who cares if people make fun of you?
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, you want to go out now. Things that are degenerative, I'm going to bring on the whole, hey, let's celebrate my weight gain.
Yes.
The reason it's degenerative because,
Yes.
okay, let's be honest here. As much as people go, to be fat is to be healthy. Let me tell you, as a fat guy, no.
It is not.
Are there guys who are bigger that can like run for miles? Yes, there are.
Yeah.
They've been able to learn how to run and all that. Don't get me wrong, but you're still having other things happening due to that extra weight that you're carrying around that your body's having to work extra for.
Right.
It's not something to be celebrated like you are big and da da da. Now, it doesn't mean that, oh, you're big, therefore you must be locked up in the dungeon, never seen again, and no one will ever love you, sort of deal.
No.
People are
gosh,
going to like
no.
each other for regardless of what is happening. And that's fine. That's not a degenerate thing, but to be like,
No.
celebrate, I laugh. I raised my weight by 15 pounds.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are you becoming a land seal?
Basically. Yeah.
Let's not
beach
celebrate
whale.
that, or, other things like I think of that don't celebrate because it's in public. If you're doing this in your private, go for it. I don't care what you do behind doors, but you want to be degenerate like this in public? No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Because of, sorry, well, I should say what I'm thinking. Like those people that go around and do, how do I put this gently? Puppy play. Let's put that way. Yes, because that's the actual term for it. So people who do that out in public, it's like, no, take that degeneracy home. You can go ahead and do that in the privacy of your home if you really want to. That's weird, but that's up to you. I don't care.
Right.
But you doing that out of public for attention, and you go, but you must respect how I am and I feel inside. No,
I have to do the.
there has to be some, as a society, we have to have some standards
Yeah.
set that we all agree to. And just because you want to live outside that standard doesn't automatically mean that we have to approve, go by it.
Right.
It's one thing
Well-
like you color your hair or get a tattoo. Okay. That's
Yeah.
one thing. And people even in the past have said, oh, that's against God. You can't do that in public. Okay, we'll talk about
That's
that.
a little pushy.
We'll talk about that. Okay. But then it's a whole other thing to bring your sexual fetishes out to the public.
Well, yeah.
That's what that that's why I brought up the puppy play thing, because that's what that is. That's a sexual fetish thing where
Yeah.
and it can be male or female, it doesn't matter. On either side, one is the owner
Yeah.
walking their quote unquote puppies around.
Yeah.
So it's literally humans walking on all fours.
Yep.
Walking around. There was a video I saw once where, and I cringed so hard at this. It was a guy walking around with two of his puppies on leashes, and a kid comes up and goes, "Puppies!" and gets a picture taken with them. I'm just like, this. I'm like, this kid doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because they're wearing dog masks and all
Yep.
this. And, it's a little kid. They don't recognize the difference between a fake dog and a real dog. And
I guess not. Yeah, right.
it's just like that one video I sent you and Brewer of the people running around dressed as sheep. So, it's, if you want to do that, your puppy play in your house, whatever, go for it. I don't care, but don't bring your sexual degeneracy out to the world to see.
Right.
And then when people say, hey, we don't want to see that in public, don't get offended. Like, oh, why would you not want to see me and do my freedom of da-da-da? Because
I just don't.
No, I don't want to see what you want to do in the bedroom out here in public.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing, like, whatever, a couple, whatever, kissing or making out, it's not like you're going to go, oh my goodness. It's not like you're going to ban them to wherever because of that.
Yeah.
And say, oh, you cannot do that. I would
You
argue,
wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen at some point.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't say, that's a degenerate act, because
No.
they're just whatever. They're just showing their affection to one another. They're not being overtly sexual necessarily.
Yeah, it's the people that take it too far, versus like,
It's the people that are essentially dry humping right there in the corner that
it's
you're
a
like,
little
okay,
rough.
I put them in the same category as puppy play people.
Yes.
Go.
Leave. Take that somewhere else.
Yeah. Don't show that in public. So I think really what it is, of the question of have we become too tolerant or not?
It's weird.
Yeah, we have. Because we no longer shame these people who have these degenerate things and say, no, don't do this in public.
Yeah.
I don't care if you do this, just don't do it in public.
It's funny because, like, as I don't know, as we've been going on, I've started to think of, it's probably part to blame is the people that are just insanely intolerant have pushed others to be all the more crazy about it, to the point where it's just like some people have become too tolerant.
I would agree, because what they see is the intolerant Karen yelling and whatever at someone who really isn't doing anything wrong. Let's say they're making out. They're just a nice young couple making out on, like, maybe their second or third date. Right.
Yeah.
They're doing whatever. And this Karen, you should be ashamed of yourself for doing this in front of my children. You should not be doing it. Go home. Okay. And then, you go like, what the crap is wrong with you, lady? And you kind of, to
freaking Karens
counteract the Karen, you become the tolerant Karen, where you tolerate everything.
Oh, right.
You tolerate everything, whereas Karen doesn't tolerate anything.
Like,
And you have one side of the extreme to the other. And I agree with that. We probably have swung the pendulum too far.
Right.
And hopefully at some point we start bringing that pendulum back in. I don't know if we will. I hope we do.
Yeah.
But
I think it's, like, the biggest ones, like, as I think I liked how you put it, but it was like the degenerate kind of stuff that we shouldn't tolerate. As far as it comes to the whole, just the health thing in general, like, there's got to be things that are true and not true, things that are good for you and not good for you. And it's like, why do we have to make this so complicated?
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, you do what you want, I suppose. If doing what makes you feel happy is the thing you want to do, I guess go for it. But I don't like that saying, do what makes you, whatever makes you happy, I guess.
Yeah.
Because what makes you happy now, like, I could be, what if I'm sad? And making me happy would be downing a tub of ice cream. That might make me happy in the moment. but later on, that could do some things to me that will be very bad for me, getting in a habit like that. So I feel like that's a very dangerous mindset to have.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
we've made everything so woke nowadays
Yep.
that it's gone like here.
It's like you can't have a limit anymore if you keep being tolerant of other stuff. Like there should be no limit. You should
Take
be able to do whatever
personal
the heck you want to do.
So like here, take personal action against fat phobia with these 74 ideas.
Oh gosh.
Amplify the voices of fat people. Retweet fat activists and share informative think pieces on your social media channels. Amplify the voices of fat people. I should amplify my voice then.
All right, get out.
Accept that if you are normal weight, you have thin privilege. If you are friends with someone who's overweight, ask if they need an advocate at the doctor's office. In other words, okay. Great. So I need another white knight to come save me again.
Hey, dude.
I need a white knight already because I have more melanin in my skin than someone else, and now I need another white knight for me because I'm a little bigger than someone else. Seriously?
You just need help.
What sort of hateful people are these that write these articles thinking that they're being helpful when they are being the most evil, hateful people that I could think of?
It's just different minds of thinking. That doesn't make sense.
I'm like, seriously.
It was funny. I heard I'm trying to think of when this song came out, but the song, like this is a land of confusion. I'm just like, man, that's so true. What?
Here's another thing from their helpful list.
Oh, no.
Don't say to your fat friend, "You'd be so pretty or handsome if you'd lose weight."
I mean, what?
Don't complain about how fat you are when you're thin. It hurts our feelings.
Okay. I will say it doesn't hurt my feelings, but that can get annoying when someone, if they nonstop say, "Oh, I'm so fat," but they're like 160 pounds and they look skinny. Like, no, you're not. This is fat.
Yeah.
You're not fat. It's like, just know that. But no, yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings. It's just like, really? I don't think you know what the idea of fat. You can be out of shape, but you're not fat.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, oh gosh, I love saying the good old Minister Max. Because there was times where like he would say like he could barely like run, like he'd just be dying after doing like a little bit of exercising kind of thing.
Okay.
But the dude's always like a twig. He's a skinny guy. But so it's like, I mean, it's just like goes the fact to show you don't have to be in shape even if you're skinny.
Yeah, and that is a common argument they use. They're like, well, fat doesn't equal healthy and skinny doesn't equal healthy. I'm like, yes, I get it, but you know
being
what?
skinny is better off. You're better off.
You're not going to have health complications.
Correct. Yeah. And that's, I guess, yeah, that, I mean, as far as the whole being able to exercise and do all that kind of stuff, like, yeah, you can still be I mean, look at some of those dudes like in the NFL. Like, some of those guys are, I mean, big boys on the line, but some of them I'm sure are, you know, decently healthy.
Yep.
For how much work they put into.
I love some of these other things in their site. Okay, so maybe being fat is unhealthy. So what?
So what?
This one, man, if these stereotypes were true, I would have a double whammy. Understand that there's a pay gap against fat people who are often perceived as lazier or less capable than their normal coworkers. The reason I say double whammy, what are Mexicans considered? Lazy. I'm Mexican and fat. I'm double lazy. Should I be hurt by this? Apparently so. But no one, I haven't gotten the memo yet, so I didn't get the memo of things to be upset or offended by.
So do you think but wait a minute. I'll say, do you think you feel like you're paid less because?
Oh no.
Yeah.
In the way I know that, so here's a couple things. Just
I mean,
FYI.
I know that's not the case for me either, but
and I'll say this: it's not illegal for you to talk about your salary with your coworkers. Bosses don't tend to like that.
Like that. Correct.
But it's not illegal. You can do it.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, and at where I work at, they have, this is your level, salary level. This is the pay range of that salary level. This is what the median make. This is what most people make. And here you are on the pay scale. So I'm at 110% on that pay scale.
Nice.
So I know where I am,
Yeah.
relative to, everyone else. I don't know everyone else's individual salaries. I know a couple people's because we've talked about, but but they also happen to be on different levels than me. So we can't do a one-to-one comparison because of that. But
Yeah.
I know relatively that I'm in the 110% range, because if I was at 100%, then I'd be at that middle marker, that median marker.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I know where it is. So I don't think that has ever played a role.
No.
That's why I keep hearing about this. I'm like, I am sure this happens. I am sure this does work somewhere.
Mhm.
Personally, I have never had it.
Right.
I
mean, yeah, same here. Granted, no, I didn't purposely do this because I do want to look at getting a different job just for the sake of having a better income kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I was like, having that thought of me going definitely helped me get a pay increase. But like, I don't know, generally, if you work hard at your job and do a good job, that'll help. I guess that's where it goes back to, your character, like let that be what let that be what sets your pay kind of thing.
Yeah.
On how you treat your job, and if you take it seriously and do it well, then cool.
As I'm reading through this list more and more here, Aaron,
Yeah.
I think the conversation shouldn't be, are we too tolerant?
Right.
I think the conversation should be, should we stop being tolerant to these crazy people
Yes.
that call themselves woke? Okay.
Yes.
Here's some
There
more
we
that
go.
just caught. I want to, if anyone ever did this for me, I would,
Oh, what do I do? What do
I would
have to
berate
do?
at them.
All right, what do I have to do?
Do the emotional labor for fat people you know and love.
Do the emotional labor
Yeah.
for fat people you know and love.
Ask management for fat accessible seating. Ask retailers on social media why they stopped sizing at XXL. Be an ally. I swear, if I'm ever with someone and they do that, like, could you give me a seat for this fat person? I would.
Isn't that more embarrassing?
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, don't.
It's like
don't let writers who like make movies use fat as shorthand for evil. First off, fat as shorthand for evil. You're saving one letter, literally, but I get they're not talking about the word, they're talking about the idea. So you know what their examples of fat as shorthand for evil are?
What?
Kingpin. Spider-Man comics.
Oh.
Ursula the Sea Witch. Little Mermaid. I don't know the last one. Professor Umbridge.
Oh, I feel like I should know that.
Don't know that one off the top of my head.
That sounds really familiar.
Oh, Harry Potter, apparently.
Ah.
I'm not a Harry Potter person, so you know.
I've finally just seen them. Well, I guess this was like a year or so ago, but
Find fat creators and support them on Patreon. Read books on fat liberation and fat acceptance.
I wonder how many people are out there that I guess apparently don't accept fat people.
If you listen to this person's fantasy dream, it's everyone, because apparently we shouldn't also coo over celebrities like Adele or Rebel Wilson, who look so much better now that they've lost weight.
That's funny. If they look better, why wouldn't whatever. That's stupid. Because granted, I guess I've always been a bigger dude, but I've never fat shamed people.
Refrain from commenting on a friend's weight loss. You don't know if it's intentional or wanted. So apparently, Aaron, because I said
You
that you have
should-
lost weight over this past year, I'm sorry that I acknowledge that for you.
Yeah,
Seriously, this is what is taking people off. Seriously, this is what the people get mad about. Yeah, we have become too tolerant. I seriously, if we're tolerating people spreading craziness like this out there,
that's why. Yeah,
I mean, recently, what we have, no, maybe you caught it.
probably not.
So on Reddit, there's a subreddit called Anti-Work.
Anti-work? Okay.
I go on there every once in a while just to laugh at them.
Okay.
Because literally, this subreddit is full of communist and socialist and Marxist people who don't want to work at all and just want to get money from the government. That's it. That's all it is. They have like 1.7 million followers on Reddit, people who are in there.
Yeah.
And one of the mods recently from there was interviewed on Fox. And the guy was like, yeah, I'm like 21, no education. I walk dogs, a few hours a week. And I'm like, this is your representative? This is who is celebrating and promoting your ideas? Yeah. And you wonder why we make fun of you.
Right.
And actually, the whole Reddit got upset and kicked the mod out, which was great. It was entertaining. Just the internal strife was beautiful watching it unfold and self-destruct from the inside. Yeah, so that was entertaining to say the least. And
right.
But I mean,
it's
watching all these people just go and do these things, and when you go through their subreddit, they're just kind of looking at this, and you're wondering what world do they live in? And it's because we let people. What we do is we let people say, you must tolerate me because I'm different. And like I said, to a point, yes, to a point of, hey, you want to color your hair, or you like to do everything in song. Yes, it might annoy me, but I'm not going to be like, shut up.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
But there comes a point where we got to say, you know what? You live in this society.
Right.
Knock it off.
Right. Well, I mean, I remember when if you have an issue with how things are, then just leave. Especially if there's a place that does it the way you like it, go there. Granted, I know that can be difficult to do, but it's a mess out there. I mean, it has been forever. Well, yeah, long time.
Yeah, and
but media does not, and that's the thing. I guess, media obviously doesn't help because it just amplifies everything that's going on.
Well, and they get a lot of clicks and they get a lot of views out of hosting these controversial ideas and topics, especially when they're brand new and there's that little fury over it, and they're like, well, why aren't you accepting of my whatever? Because, it started with, the whole pronoun gender thing, and it's just accelerated on. And obviously there's fake news spreading about all the time, so you have to be careful about what is actual real news and what's not fake, and what's not. For example, recently we had the fake news of the school district in Michigan where it was said that they had kitty litter in the bathrooms for those students who identified as cats.
Oh my god.
Turns out that was fake. So that's why you got to be careful about things. Then you also had the person who posted that they were fired for not meowing back to a student who identified as a cat. Turned out she did it just for self-attention, and it was all fake.
Wow.
So you got to be careful with some of these, because some people are using this whole thing of everyone's so intolerant of these new things.
Right.
It's literally The Simpsons going, think of the children. It's literally The Simpsons, think of the children on all these things. Think of the children. They identify as a cat. They need the kitty litter. Oh, wait, that's not real. Oh, okay. And then think of the children. You did about, back to her. Oh, wait, that's fake. Let's see. Let's continue on. What else can we think of the children about? understand this. And some of these things are innocent, and some of these things are not an issue at all, and some of these things are damaging beyond belief. You still have actually that whole Texas case over where the mother wanted to start doing puberty blockers and transition the son to a girl, and the father's like, nope, I don't agree.
That's still going on?
No, he lost. He lost in court, and he was ordered to get counseling to acknowledge that his kid is becoming a girl and all this
How
other
old is
stuff.
the kid again?
Kid was pretty young.
I thought he was really young.
Yeah. So you have the non-damaging stuff. When I say non-damaging, it's not as bad, like identify as cat, meow.
Wow.
And then you have the damaging stuff of puberty blockers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a good thing to do.
No.
And it's one of those things of like, you have people going, but you must respect this and that, and like, how much of this is coerced? You had that was entertaining actually. That video recently on that someone posted where, and I don't understand why you would ever let kids, respond to comments live on like a YouTube or whatever. And one of the comments came in is like, oh, would your mother make you be part of the LGBTQ community? And the kid keeps talking on. It's like, yeah, my mother, essentially it comes down to, is like, yeah, my mother would force me to be in that. And the mother's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you always want me to be part of the LGBTQI community. And it's just like, and again, I have to look at it, from the initial moment, I have that initial like, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? But the second part, I also have to go, and is this real?
True. Yeah, it could be faked.
It can be fake, but are they doing it to try to quote unquote, because you'd see this all the time, where someone will post something online to quote unquote own the other side. They'll post something online that's kind of outrageous statement or an outrageous thing to own the other side, because then you have all these people from the other side responding to it, and then you go like, oh, ha ha ha, you idiots, you fell for that.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And it gets, but we look at it and we go, oh yeah, that's normal. Instead, okay, here's what I did recently.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure how this was going to go, and actually it went very well.
Nice. Well, that's good.
There was someone. Here, let me pull this up.
All right.
Unless they've deleted their thing. So, this is on Twitter. This was 2 days ago. I'm going to read you their tweet.
Okay.
And then I'll read my response.
Uh-oh. Okay.
If you wonder how the Holocaust could happen, think about how many Democrats voted for Trump, a man who announced his candidacy by calling Latinx people murderers, rapists, and drug dealers, otherizing whole segments of the population, changing laws to exclude. That's how it begins. That's their thing, okay? And they have a bunch of other stuff and people going, oh yes, go slay queen, that sort of stuff like that on there, those sort of responses. And I didn't want to step into the whole landmine of their whole thing about Trump and blah 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 and all that. I just stepped on one little thing calling out the insanity. Because this part drives me nuts. I said, as someone who is half Mexican, and I've changed my Twitter handle actually. Yeah. To average half Mex. I changed this a while ago. Okay. Yeah. So my Twitter handle for over a year has been average half Mex. Okay. Nice. But I put on there, as someone who is half Mexican, Latinx is racist. It's Latinos. And I was like, we'll see how this happens. And boom, it was good. I was like, all right. Nice. And I was just like, ha 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 ha.
I got him.
It wasn't a I got a moment. It was more of along the lines of, look, I'm not tolerating you trying to repurpose a language, A, that you don't speak,
Right.
B, and this is an assumption. I think this is probably a very good assumption based on the fact that she makes you look tan, that she has no Mexican heritage.
Ow.
That's an assumption,
I'm
okay?
kinda white.
Yeah, she makes you look tan.
I'm pretty white.
And so I'm like, stop. Here's the
Speaking for me?
third one. Stop trying to white knight me and make me accepted. I am accepted based on my heritage already. I don't care what you think, Karen.
You don't have to help me.
I am me. I am half Mexican. I am Latino. We are Latinos. Or if you have a group of all girls, Latinas. But we are here. We know what we want and we know what we're doing. We don't need you to come and step in and say,
save the day.
Yeah, we don't need you to do that. Because guess what? I'm not putting up with it.
Yeah. Good for you.
And I do respond to people when they go, oh, Latinx. I'm like, no. Latino.
Please stop. Please stop.
You know, I and even people that I know personally, if they start saying, oh, Latinx, I'm like, no, actually, you talk to anyone of Mexican heritage, guess what? We don't use that phrase. You ask someone of Mexican heritage what a Latinx is, they'll go, what? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Go away. So we need to
gonna get the flip flop.
The chancla.
Yes.
The chancla.
chancla.
If you don't know what that is. I cannot recommend enough the series for all you white people out there. The Mexican Survival Guide by what is it? 1 second, because the Crazy Gorilla Mexican Survival Guide. It is 59 videos that will teach you all about Mexican life. Everything from the chancla to what Mexican music in the house means on a Saturday morning, to how the history of burritos and why you will get a black eye if you say Taco Bell burrito is a burrito. I hope you watched that video, Aaron Johnson, that I sent you.
Wait, which one?
I sent you a video and I said, watch at least the first 2 minutes.
Oh, I started to.
Because it's a guy talking about how he loves Taco Bell burritos and then it gets a second black eye. But you also learn about other things like La Rea, Dia de los Muertos, the Three Kings Day, stuff like that. Stuff that, and why if you eat Dia de los Reyes Magos, a cake, to be careful because you may have a plastic baby in there that you don't want to swallow. That ties into another celebration, and essentially it's like a lottery. It's like if you get the little baby in your piece and you get it, you're the one who hosts a party in February.
Oh.
So it's sort of like that. But you also learn about chorizo, tortillas, the history of piñatas, quesadillas, all that other stuff. Mexican birthday songs, enchiladas.
Ooh, enchiladas.
Birria. You also learn about Mexican Mother's Day versus American Mother's Day. Horchata.
Oh, that's good.
So you learn all these things. So people will say, and this drives me nuts, that, they'll be like, well, you're not Mexican. Why are you eating a burrito? Because you know what? This half Mexican gave you 100% permission to do it. Because it is something to appreciate in our culture is not racist.
No.
And you calling it racist drives me nuts and should just go away. Go away. Bye, Karen.
I'm glad you brought up burritos, though, because you made me think of seeing if Taco Bell still has their grilled cheese burritos, because I heard that was going to be taken away, but they're still there.
Yeah, they should be taken away. They're the most whitest thing possible.
I'm not saying that they're not white. I just liked them.
Okay, take a place that sells white man food and make it whiter.
That's
so white that I'm going to dub that the Karen burrito.
I'm going to customize my own and title it the Karen burrito.
It already is the Karen burrito. I don't know what you're talking about. How much whiter can you get than a grilled cheese white man burrito?
So good, though.
I mean, grilled cheese is white man enough, and then you add white man on top of white man. You got white man squared. You got the ultimate white man burrito. Come on, man.
I just like cake. I like cheese. Okay.
Yeah,
More cheese, more better.
I like cheese too, but then my dog doesn't end up liking it.
It does weird things to my stomach.
But yes, I think we're too tolerant of these crazy things that
The
we need to
crazies.
start saying, you know what? And I'm not saying we do this in a
It's,
evil way.
no.
There are ways to say, you know what? Stop this
Yeah.
in a loving way. And then there are
Right.
ways to just say, you know what? Stop it because that's racist. You don't understand what you're saying from a cultural perspective of someone who is from that culture and that someone who understands that language.
Well, and depending on what it is, I mean, I feel like you should be able to be stern about certain things, but I guess it's that action that you take in order addressing said.
Well, and I think that's something we've lost in America too,
Oh, yeah.
especially is if you're stern on something, all of a sudden you're unloving.
Right.
You are a hateful bigot because you won't let me dye my hair. And you said it sternly.
What? I mean, it's like discipline is gone. Like you, or
You know what? Let's bring in a army of Mexican moms with chanclas and we'll solve this problem in no time at all.
I mean,
Seriously.
I'll support that.
Have you ever been slapped with a flop?
No, I haven't. I mean, I'm down to try it.
Okay.
I
That's
want
gonna-
to see what this feels like.
this is going to be a video we're going to record.
Just whack.
Aaron getting slapped in the face by a chancla by a army of angry Mexican moms.
Gosh, and I wasn't aware about the army part.
We will reproduce the classic Producer Joe stunt where he had to go through a valley, but you won't be in a Speedo. He was in a Speedo going through a valley in the middle of winter, and the valley on both sides was lined with people with paintball guns. But instead of paintball guns, there'll be a bunch of angry Mexican women with chanclas. No.
Oh,
They don't just slap; they also throw,
yeah, okay, yeah.
and you can
Get the best
be
of both worlds.
the best of both worlds. And the chancla is a mystical thing that will.
I mean, as long as I'm alive by the end of it.
Oh yeah, you'll be alive,
Okay.
missing a few teeth, but you'll be alive.
That's okay. I didn't want them anyways.
I will say I found that group, the Crazy Gorilla or whatever, recently, and I've
Yeah.
been binge watching their videos because I'm like, oh, this is all so true. And they sell shirts; it's out right now. But as soon as they come in stock,
You're getting one.
it's specifically it's the chancla.
Nice.
It's a hand with the flop leaving it. I'm like, that's the one I want. Specifically that one. It is great. But it's come to the point where, we're so tolerant, we're intolerant. I can't even. If I was to make a joke about Mexicans, people go, oh, that is so racist. You can't do that.
But you're Mexican. Well, half Mexican.
But you will offend the other Mexicans. No, I won't. We'll all be over here laughing,
right.
falling down the ground from all. Okay, the Crazy Gorilla, that whole production team, they're all Mexican of
Yeah.
various sorts, right?
Mhm.
And they are making so much stereotypical stuff about themselves. Like
Yeah.
they have the old, like the father. And so, of course, it's like a bigger set guy, right?
Yeah.
With a big old bushy beard, painted
Nice.
on and everything.
Nice.
It's like, how much more stereotypical can you get about Mexican dads? Oh, wait. Yes. That. And then they'll do other stuff that just is crazy. I completely enjoyed their whole if Squid Game was Mexican.
oh
because
gosh, that was funny.
That was so true. And then they have another one called Pimp My Shoes.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
No, I didn't send that one to you, but it's like a reality show format where it's a
Yeah.
guy, he goes, okay, I'm going to make your shoes all Mexican. They also have a Pimp My Mask, because of COVID,
right. Of course.
But-
of course.
and Pimp My Cinto
My what?
belt.
Oh, I was like, what? Cinto.
Addicted to tortillas. Come on. How Mexican is that?
This is really making me want a burrito right now.
I know, but I mean, if anyone else tried to, like, I swear, if they had a white person doing any of that, the racist, I would be laughing. I'd be like, it's so true. But that's where we're at.
Laugh about it.
I can
That's
laugh at it about, but here's the thing. I guarantee you, if I had the audio on and I was laughing at that, and some busybody came up, she'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe it!
That's so mean.
It's so racist, and you're laughing at it." Yes, ma'am, I am, because guess what? Soy mexicano.
I mean, it's true.
And I'd probably get like, "You racist!" I'd be like,
You're racist against your own kind, Paul.
so I mean, it's yes, we're tolerant. We're too tolerant of the things that we shouldn't be tolerant of, and we're not tolerant of the things we should be tolerant of. We have lived and gone into a crazy mixed up world that I just don't understand fully.
Nope.
I don't know if I ever will.
Nope.
And it drives me nuts because you say up is up and down is down, and they'll go, no, 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 no. Down is up. You must understand that. And you must pass your test that way in order to do that. And if you don't say the down is up, you fail. I am so glad I'm not at school, because if I was still in school, I would fail 100% of the time. 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Maybe I should go back into school then. Granted, I'm not really going into school if I do. I'm at a loss, man.
You're at a loss? I've been at a loss for a while. Man. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life.
I just like to get my own island and do nothing.
So at Brookfield Central High School, a teacher sent an email to basically all the emails that were on file for students and that, and saying, hey, look, you should get and they're ceramics teacher at the school. So, an art class, like, hey, you should get a sketchbook, blah, blah, blah. The email reads normal. I have the email in front of me here, right?
Yeah.
And also saying, hey, if you don't want to go out and buy one, you can just purchase one in class for $10, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
And then the signature has, the thank you, the name, and then their pronouns. Obviously, that's how emails are nowadays.
Wow.
And a link in their bio, or not their bio, but their signature at the bottom.
Yeah.
That links to LGBT Life Center, where it conveniently has what they call Lover Mart, which is a sex shop, toy shop.
What?
Okay, here's why I'm going to say this. I can't believe I have to say this. As a teacher, she can do whatever she wants. She can date whomever she wants. But including a link to that in her email,
That's not something she should be doing.
that's not appropriate.
Nope.
I'm sure we will hear more about this soon. Sorry, I just literally, I was trying to look up something on Libs of TikTok, and that came into the list.
Nice.
And I was like, great. I was like, Wisconsin's going to be in the news again. Yay.
Pretty popular state.
We'll see what happens. I'm at a loss for words sometimes, but that's how it goes, unfortunately. But yes,
That email should not be tolerated.
we're not, like I said, we're not tolerant of the things we should be, and we're not tolerant of the things we should be tolerant of, and we're intolerant of the things not tolerant of the things we should be tolerant of, and we're tolerant of the things we shouldn't be tolerant of.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to get out of this without a weird cultural change.
It's going to definitely take a long time. I'll probably die before it happens.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have World War III, or we'll have wonderfulness of Civil War II, or and if Civil War II happens, geez Louise, that's going to be interesting. So at that point, you're kind of pick a side, boy. Pick a side.
I want the one with guns.
So definitely not the left side.
No.
Sorry. Any more comments?
Oh no.
Thoughts?
Man, nope.
Okay.
Oh no.
This did not go in the way I was planning it to go, but
Same. Well, I didn't really have much of a plan anyways.
oh, then you wouldn't
But
be
that's
you,
me.
Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, correct.